The theme of this year's conference is today, tomorrow, and the future. I'm starting with the big issues confronting us right now that need to be resolved before digital transmission and reception become ubiquitous. Three major issues are severely curtailing traditional media's growth, and two of those issues will hurt the new media if not confronted now. Those issues are fragmentation, clutter, and accountability. My predecessor, Renata McCann, opened her conferences with remarks about accountability. Well, that issue is still a hot button and a major reason advertisers are redeploying budgets into accountable vehicles like direct marketing and the internet. Accountability includes the quality of our research, and that's an oxymoron, and the electronic transmission of data between buyer and seller. We as an industry are way behind other countries. Personally, that really embarrasses me. However, at Greg Smith's session yesterday, we're told that we are finally testing two-way electronic communications, but we still have a long way to go, a pathetically long way to go. For my money, it can't happen fast enough, and we need all of your support. It's not going to happen with a few of us whining and winching. It's going to be all of us to get it done. Stuart Elliott, in conversation with John Mandel, mentioned that a big announcement directly affecting accountability would be made at the 4A's conference. We all know that the traditional media, TV, radio, and print have been under assault by advertisers, wanting to know if and how the media work as advertising vehicles. Budgets have been redeployed again to those media who can prove what the advertiser is getting, the internet and direct marketing, even though those media deliver a much smaller audience. The advertiser gets what is being delivered. They understand that. Not so in the traditional media. Sadly, the traditional media tend to dig themselves into a further credibility problem by preventing the research companies from fully providing all of the data to agencies and advertisers that the media themselves use. This, then, is the initiative that the 4A's Media Policy Committee has taken on. We challenge the traditional media to provide full disclosure of all research. In the end, we want commercial ratings, not program averages. You have had this data for years and years. You must share the data or be seen as trying to hide some dirty little secret. That attitude puts you in the sphere of the dinosaur. Wake up. The 4A's and the ANA did a study that showed small differences between program ratings and commercial ratings. So you shouldn't be afraid of the truth. In fact, the truth will set you free of the notion that you are not the best investment. We know that's not true. I know that's not true. But help us to prove it. To the issue of accountability, we must add fragmentation and clutter. Fragmentation is particularly of concern in a digital age. Looking back 2 decades drives home what fragmentation means to television, for example. 39 programs delivered double-digit ratings. Today we have 3. 20 years ago, the National Association of Broadcasters maintained a voluntary code by which broadcasters agreed to carry a maximum of 9.5 non-program minutes per hour. They knew they had a good thing, and they knew protecting that real estate was the right thing to do. We all seem today to have a perspective no further away than our own feet. Self-regulation, what a thought. I have a couple of comments regarding fragmentation to hopefully limit its viral spread. To the cable industry, please let the consumer choose which channels they want to purchase. I bet you'll find a lot of those niche channels disappear, and what you have left is higher rated programming that commands higher dollar rates, and that's not a bad trade. To the networks and local stations, restrain yourself from throwing crap on the air. And there's a lot of that. Digital opens up many new channels. You don't have to use all of them just because you got them. Time shifting is a good idea if we scrap the notion of day parts and allow the consumer to view a program on their own time schedule. We should see increased aggregate audiences. I like what Clear Channel is doing with digital radio. They're airing 3 non-commercial channels alongside their commercial channel. When the non-commercial channel starts delivering audience, Clear Channel will reduce the commercial load to less than the current 12 or less minutes per hour average across the 4 channels. Really good idea. Here's another good idea from Clear Channel. They have organized a coalition of major owners, the objective of which is to divvy up formats rather than duplicating formats. Another good idea. I'll come out of this conference with Clear carrying me out on a, like a queen. To the magazine industry, less is more. Wasn't it P&G who decided to support its strongest brands and let the lesser brands die a natural death? Good advice to you. To the advertisers, as Steve Heyer recently said, and I thought this was terrific, regarding branded entertainment, it's just a lot of logo slapping. That's so good. To curtail your enthusiasm for branding without message. Newspapers today are pretty much a one-paper per market business, and traditional out-of-home, the posters, billboards, was earlier curtailed by local governments. So the meat of fragmentation issues are with off-air TV, cable, radio, and magazine. Bring your gaze off your feet and look forward. Higher ratings, fewer titles will make you not a dinosaur, but a sought-after advertising vehicle. Now I turn my attention to clutter, which is my biggest issue. It's the saddest and the stupidest thing we've done to our industry. Clutter in every conceivable nook and cranny of everyday life. Just why is it that we are hell-bent on irritating the very people that we're trying to sell products and services to? We may think we're really cute with some of these tactics, but what does a day in the life of the average consumer look like? What's that? Hello? What? You want me to stay online for the next available operator? What the hell are you telemarketing people thinking? We're killing the golden goose. Kurt Hansen's newsletter, Rain, reported that in 1 hour of Howard Stern's show, 18 and a half commercials, 38 units ran. Geez, that barely gives Howard time to get his favorite word in. But television is worse. How annoying is it to be interrupted every 6 or 7 minutes when you're watching Desperate Housewives? A recent show had 24 minutes of non-program content. And I'm not picking on ABC. The big successes are chock full of non-program time. Maybe those direct marketers are onto something. They buy the lower-rated programs and day parts. Maybe somebody would actually remember the commercial in a less cluttered environment. How about those local stations that are selling their local morning show talent to chat up sponsor advertiser of the moment? Is that prostitution? I think it is. It's all just irritating, and when I'm irritated, I'm not in the mood to be sold anything. Are you? Where are the opportunities to engage with the consumer? How do we get beyond over-commercialization? Here's an idea. Go back to our past. More involvement by the advertiser and the agency in program development. Own it, don't share it. Content is king. The 30-second spot is gasping for air that's probably not coming its way. Now let's talk about advertising clutter. TV non-program average is around 15 minutes per hour. Radio's around 12 or less for Clear Channel and higher for other owners. Internet is so new, no guidelines exist. All of us in media know about how much dirt can be hidden in averages. Here's the big issue. Our highest rated TV programs, our highest rated radio programs, our highest circulation magazines carry the highest load of non-program content. Maybe we would better serve our advertisers, at least initially, by purchasing secondary and tertiary programming and titles. We might have a better chance of engaging those elusive consumers who are bombarded with way too many commercials. Digital, bringing us convergence of all media via internet protocol, all the tools of media consumption. We are truly in a brave new world. But remember, radio didn't kill print, and television didn't kill radio. Emerging media won't kill the traditional media either. They will just converge. Now more than ever before, it is critical that we embrace the consumer. The quality of our consumer research must greatly improve. We must think like them, know them intimately. Most importantly, to a successful selling proposition, bring value, not irritation. What on earth are we thinking? Well, enough said.